Good evening, friends and crafters. My name is Doreen DeSavis, and I'm from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and I welcome you to Fun Fold Friday. Got a really fun fold to share with you tonight. It is a joy fold, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Just making sure that my camera's all set up correctly and you can see everything that I'm doing tonight. So I am going to be using the Hello Harvest set, which is currently in the July 2022 to December 2022 mini catalog. And it's called the Harvest Hello. It's a great fall set. It is a cling mount set, and it comes with coordinating dies. And one of the things, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this or not, but one of the things that I find really, really cool, let me just get this so you can see it all right. There we go. Can you see that we have a couple of the dies that are embossed? So you can get these beautiful embossed images. You can use this one here to create your own pumpkin. Just get 3 of them, go ahead and cut 3 of them. We have a stem that you can use. So these are just gorgeous to be able to use. We also have one that can be used for a label, the hello from the set. And then we have the flowers and just some decorative borders and such, the leaf, the pumpkin that you can cut out. So this is the bundle that we're using tonight. Remember, when you buy it as a bundle, you get 10% off. So as you're joining me tonight, please make sure you say hello in the comments and tell me where you're from, so I can give you a little greeting afterwards, and thank you for joining me tonight. And even if you're watching the replay, please let me know that you're joining me and watching the replay. That is so helpful. And then finally, if you would like to help my small business, if you would share the video, that would be awesome as well. So this is the Joy Fold card that we're going to be making tonight. I saw this on a blog hop, and the blog was by Sue Prather. And she was doing this fold using the same designer series paper. I've changed it up a little bit, but I wanted to give credit where the idea came from. So this card will fold up like this and open like that. So you have a little bit of a panel inside. I made the big pumpkin. You could make something smaller to put inside, or leave it blank if you have a lot that you want to write. But what it does is this top flap for this inside piece folds over the bottom flap, and we call that the Joy Fold. I'm using here the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. It's awesome. I'll show you the sheets I'm using and what the back size looks like. And I'm using the stamp set. This tag came from the stitched rectangles. So that's where I got that from. So let me show you what we need for tonight's card. So you're going to need some basic white cardstock. You're going to need a piece that's 2 inches by 3.5 inches. That's this first piece here. I used this to cut the greeting or the sentiment from. So this is where the sentiment is going to go. You also need a piece of basic white that's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So this is that measurement right there. Hopefully I've got that so you can see it. Move my finger. So that's what you need for basic white. This piece here is going to be used on the inside of the card. And I've already pre-cut the stitched rectangle label die, so it's ready to go. For the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper, you're going to need a piece that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I use the Mossy Meadow paper that coordinates with the cardstock. And if you look on the back, the back pieces of these have a black and white pattern, and it's just so cool. So you get a great pattern that's colored on one side and then the black and white on the other. So again, this is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. Then you're going to need a piece that is 4 inches by 1 3/4. And if you're using this paper, you want to think about how you want those dots to go, whether you want it up and down or side to side. And on the back, it's a whole set of fall leaves with a black background with the white shaded leaves. And I'm using a piece of this pumpkin paper. It's just beautiful. I love all the different pumpkins on it. And on the back of this is black stripes diagonally. Kind of cool. So that's the designer series paper we're using. And for the cardstock, we need a piece of Mossy Meadow that's 4 1/4 by 7 1/2, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2. So that scoring makes this a regular side card for an A4 window envelope. And so we're going to need that. And then you're going to need, for that flap, you're going to need another piece of Mossy Meadow that's 3 inches by 8 inches, and you're going to score it at 4 inches. So let's get going on this card. It is a super easy fold. You know, one of the reasons I love sharing fun folds is because it just, you know, these fun folds just make the cards so much more interesting and fun. And that way, when you make a fun fold, it just looks like you've spent a lot of extra time on the card, and it just makes it more special. So I've folded these on both of those score marks, and I'm just going to start adding my designer series paper, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal to do that. So this piece is going to go on the front of the flap. So I'm going to add my adhesive, and I'm going to put it right on the front. There we go. And this piece that I mentioned earlier, the 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, is going to go on the inside of the card. The items that I stamp, I'm going to die cut and put them on the inside of the card. So there, that is ready. Then on this one, I am going to take the 5 1/4 by 4 piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to be adding that to the background of this piece. So I see there are a few people on. Make sure you say hello and tell me where you're from as you're watching the live. And then on the outside, I'm going to place this piece of cardstock, designer series paper. It was a beautiful, beautiful day today, and I'm hoping it will be a beautiful long weekend. And I hope everyone has plans to either relax or do something fun. So I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this flap, and I'm going to center that on this piece of designer series paper. So there we go. We've got that centered pretty good. Looks like it is. And now I'm ready. The fun fold is all done. The card is ready to have the stamped images added to it. So on some scrap paper, because you will need some scrap paper, I didn't mention that before, we're going to take Cajun Craze, which is one of the colors in the designer series paper, and I'm going to be stamping the pumpkin. It's a beautiful outline of the pumpkin. I can use my blending pens to color this in, or I can leave it just like this. And I am going to then use my Mossy Meadow ink, and I'm going to stamp two things. On the label, I'm going to stamp the hello, and because I'm adding the leaf to it, I'm going to stamp it all the way over to the right. So there we go. We have that. And then I'm going to stamp that leaf. I'm going to need 2 leaves. So I've got that. Earlier I made a little mark on it, but it doesn't really matter on this because I'm going to use my dies to color it out, cut it out. So there we go. We've got this nice, rustic looking leaf. So that's all the stamping I need to do. And through the magic of TV, I've already die cut these 2 items out with those 2 dies that I showed you earlier. And now I have some more to cut out. So let's put this card together. It's, like I said, it's a really easy card. So I'm going to take my hello and add some adhesive to the middle because this label is wider than my centerpiece. And I'm just going to place this towards the top. I'm going to center it so that the pieces are over the edge. And that's why I want to just put the adhesive in the middle. I'm going to take one of the leaves. They cut so nicely. All the items in this, with this die cut, just cut perfectly. And I'm going to add the leaf next to the hello. And then in this suite, one of the other things that comes with it, so you get in the suite, the dies, the stamp set. And this is one of the accessories that you can get. It's the leaf label and amber gems combo. So you get all of these great die cuts that are of a maple leaf, and they already have a little hole at the top that you can use as a tag, and then you get these great gems. So I'm going to add these gems to the front of the card. So I'm going to put a big one at the base of the leaf and then add 2 smaller ones to the card. So you get that nice bling on the card, and I love that. So there's the front of our card. Now let's take care of the inside of our card. I want to be careful when I place this pumpkin. If I place it something like that, when I close this, I'm going to be able to see it on the outside. So I want to be careful that I'm not doing that. I can add more room to this to be able to write on it, because if I want to, I can bring it down all the way to the crease, or bring it down to the edge, and then when I fold it over, you're not going to see it. So you can do that either way to add your stamped image. Just be careful that you want to make sure it's covered when you close that. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit, and I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to add my leaf to the inside. And here we go. And that is how quick it is to create a joy fold, a joy fun fold, I guess I should say. So we've got, again, using the Hello Harvest set, we've got our card opening up, simple, easy card. Remember, coming out this week is my September class, and it's a last chance celebration class, and you'll see more about that at the end of the long weekend. So be looking for that on my Facebook page. And I just want to remind you, we do have a couple things going on at Stampin' Up. One is, for each week in September, they are going to take different items and they are going to put them on sale. So be checking out the website so you can find what those items are for this week. And then finally, we have the perfect pairings going on, where you can take some stamp sets that are in the catalog that did not come with dies, and we now, for the month of September, have dies to go with them for as long as the supplies last. And so you can either order them with the stamp set at a bundle price, or you can just get the dies if you already have the stamp set. So remember, say hello to me and tell me where you're from. And I look forward to you joining me next week on Friday, on Fun Fold Friday. I hope you have a great Labor Day and a great long weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.